I'm so grateful that we could do a masterclass with Raehann in person. She visited us in late February 2020, just before the lockdown. Now, just by typing her name on the search page, we see Raehann is a rising star, a phenomenal mezzo-soprano, and how influential she is in the opera world. At the end of the masterclass, I mentioned that we would come to her performance at LA Opera in March. A few days later, she messaged me how many students would come to her performance. So I said 10. She said, give me all the names. And what she has done for our students was amazing. Not only did she reserve 10 complimentary tickets, but also arranged the backstage tour of LA Opera. Unfortunately, the show was canceled due to the pandemic, but I feel so grateful. Our students feel so grateful for her passion and time. All of my students have made friends with her on social network. She replies to our students and she continues to exert good influence on our students.
While I was working with Raehann, I was actually in my first year of my performer certificate program, which at this time I wasn't doing any other undergrad courses. I was just doing music and just studying that. And at this time, I learned a lot about how to be a better performer in terms of musicality. I was really learning what it was like to make every single word, every single enunciation, pronunciation, and nuance in my music mean something. And to be demonstrated that and then to try to do that on my own and see what does that mean for me, that's incredible, because I think that experience alone and that understanding and that knowledge of that made me realize that I have so much power in singing and creating music and in sharing music.
I had so much fun singing for Raehann Bryce-Davis. It was actually my first masterclass that I've ever participated in. And I thought I would be nervous, but she just helped me and all of the other singers feel so at ease. It was such a great experience, and I enjoyed the fact that the piece that I sang was actually a piece she was very familiar with, "I Love But a Day" from the Three Browning songs by Amy Beach. And her insights were just so poignant. It was amazing how the smallest things that she was able to point out made the biggest difference for me. For example, how this is an American song, and so the way that we would say ours in an American art song rather than a British art song should be different, and it was not something I had ever considered before. That has definitely been one of many things that I have carried with me ever since getting the chance to meet and work with her. It was such an honor to be able to also have her sit down with us after the masterclass for several minutes. And she's a busy person, up and coming opera star, actually has blossomed in her career since being with us. And to know that she was willing to spend the time with me and with the other singers of our department to just talk real talk. What does it take to make it in this career? What are the things that need to be considered if you're wanting to go all the way as a professional singer? And since she was so close at that point to the cusp of really making that happen, it felt very fresh, it felt very honest and very practical, something that we could really understand. It was just such a great time to be able to have her, and I'm so glad that I was able to have the opportunity to sing for her. I've been able to connect with her since via Facebook and other social media platforms, followed her along her journey, and she's also been very supportive of me and several of the other singers who had the chance to sing for her when she came to visit La Sierra University. And it's just a pleasure, an absolute pleasure, to have been able to meet Raehann Bryce-Davis.